Tara, can you hear us?
Now I can.
Oh,
Yeah, I couldn't hear you until just now.
oh, okay, good. We just started. We don't really have a quorum. We have you, Joanne, and Marcy right now.
And we have two visitors,
Hope and Hope and Steve.
Yes.
Doing our citizen duty.
That's
Good for you.
wonderful.
See what you do?
And
exactly.
I sent you guys the slides,
Yes,
and I sent you the slides just now.
Just now.
Yes.
Yep.
So in case you want to refer to them, I have copies. But, well, we could start. Hi, Tara. How's it going? Are you at Fairmont?
Yep. Well, I'm in Anaconda. It's all booked up. It's a full house at Fairmont, so I'm at some Airbnb.
How exciting! Oh, I'm so
Yeah.
happy. Did you go to the panel discussion on the
Yep.
Robert?
Yep.
How did it go?
Angela did a great job. That was very cool. They started out with that, talking about the Roberts. It was a very touching, talk. So it was good.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear it.
Yeah.
Wow. Good.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I wish I could be there too.
Yeah.
Well, let's start discussing, even if Jeff, is that okay with you, Marcy?
Fine with me.
Is that okay with you, Tara?
Yeah,
And
that's just fine.
I invited Sarah Ewald, but I don't know if I have her correct email. So if you want to send me her correct email.
I can just share what she told me. So.
Okay, and also, I thought we could ask her to come for the next meeting in June.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
so. Okay, well then, we'll dispense with the roll call, we'll dispense with the approval of minutes. If Jeff shows up, we'll do that. So the first item is review of the April 30th community meeting, and I have all the sign-in sheets, so I captured them.
Oh, fantastic.
So they didn't get lost.
Yay.
So it's really wonderful because now when we have follow-up information,
Sure.
we can email everybody who signed here.
Yay.
And so they'll get personal updates, so. And
Is that done by the city?
so, well, this is KSU did this.
Okay.
Did the sign-up sheet.
Okay.
So we can decide what to do with it.
I'm just wondering who manages that database.
Well, it's not a database, it's right here.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm
Right now,
managing it.
it's Joanne's.
Yeah, it's
Perfect.
in my hands, right? I made a copy for myself, and here's the original.
Okay.
But there were 68 people, which I thought was amazing. And then including the presenters, there were over, 75, I'm sure, at the meeting, because that didn't include the people who didn't sign up but were presenting, which I think was amazing turnout. Good job, everybody.
It was great.
Yeah, and they were all really engaged. Everyone was really engaged. So what I would like to do, and Jody, you can help.
Okay.
Is help me how to do this. I would love to put the slides, and when KSU, Myrna was checking with them about, they're all on vacation right now, all the KSU people. But they're going to write up a summary of like the second half, the Rocky Fort discussion and the suggestions that people had. So I would love to put that on the website. Can we do that?
I'm sure we can under the URD.
On our section of the website.
Mm-hmm.
So who's in charge of that?
Danae or Lonnie.
So either of them can do it?
Yes, and I would just email, you can email me and I can forward it to the mayor, or you can email Dave, the mayor direct, and just ask him to have the front office upload these to the URD section.
Okay, that would be great.
Yeah.
Thank you. I thought it probably had to be authorized by somebody.
Yeah, just the mayor, but basically.
Just the mayor, okay.
Well, it's not.
Or you.
I can just do that right now. I can just forward that right now.
Oh, that'd be perfect, Tara.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. The only reason why we go through the mayor is he just doesn't want a whole bunch of people telling staff what to do. So
No, of course not.
The proper
It's a
channel is
chain
to
of
go,
command, right?
Go to the
Yeah,
mayor
you
first,
can't
so.
just run in there and say, I need this.
I know. But you can as a citizen.
Well, they're pretty good. They're really
Yes,
wonderful.
they are. They're great.
Like I screwed up with the first agenda because I had it at 5:30 and said didn't check that part of it.
Mhm.
So I changed it and they changed it instantly for me. So
Perfect.
so that everybody would have the right information, so. Okay, well, then that's a really big thing, because then anyone who's interested, if they ask me or if they ask you, you can say, check the website, because all the information is right there. And I know Hope and Steve are always encouraging us to share as much information as possible.
Yes, we are.
Then it's up to people
Yes.
whether they want to look or not.
Exactly. Yeah, no. Yes. The more we share, the better.
Yeah, at least it's available for everyone. And so discussions about the meeting, does anybody have any comments they'd like to make about the meeting?
It was pretty fast-paced, which,
Yeah.
which people that hadn't seen the presentation, I think was, it took a lot of digestion.
Yeah.
So it would be, those of us that had seen it before, I think we were able to like process it
Yeah.
and get through it pretty well, but those that hadn't seen it before, that was a ton of information, but
That was my feeling.
yeah,
And
so
it's
far,
like-
which is great. It's not a problem at all. It was just an observation.
Well, no, I think it is a problem because it didn't emphasize, well, it was trying to do the two things at once, you
Right.
know?
Yep.
And I think they did a wonderful job on the Rocky Fork prop. And that's what Kate really wanted to do, was to do another sampling of what people's thoughts were and get community input. And the first part was not her stuff. I think it was his stuff, right?
Mhm.
And so she presented it, but she
Yeah.
didn't really love it.
It wasn't her presentation, yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I really wanted to put it on the website, so
Right.
people can, if they're interested, especially people who live in the district, or people like Sarah who have ideas and plans, they can look at that themselves, and they can see, how do I fit into that? Or what would be the best thing to start on? Or maybe I have a resource that would be helpful for that, so that's why I really wanted to get those out, because I thought it was too fast. Yeah, and then explaining what the URD district was,
Yeah.
that was so fast. I don't think anybody
It was
really
all
got
also
that.
so complex and
So anyway, but that is on there. All of our documents are there from the beginning of how this was set up. So I think we're covered. If anyone wants to know, there's all the information they
Right,
could
exactly.
possibly want. So anyway, I would like to go over it, because it's been a while since we actually looked at all those plans.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had discussed the tab results that were on those slides a little bit ourselves, and give ourselves some homework to do. And remember when they presented to us the first time, and also when they presented to the city council and the planning
When we
board,
were together, yeah.
they said, you have a job to do now.
Mhm.
Your next task is to develop this, so I made copies of that, for the prioritization list. So I made copies for all of us of this sample. We have to break it down and make our own. Here's my bill. Okay. So you don't have this, Sarah, but you have it somewhere in those documents. It's called the prioritization spreadsheet. And they told us this was our job to do next. And then here's the summary from their report. Just a copy of the summary of, I can't give you a copy, Sarah, but as I said, you have these somewhere.
yeah, I'll look for it. I remember it.
And then they also, but it was not developed at all. They hopefully will give us, once we do that, they will give us a roadmap with suggestions on how we can fund them. For this
Right, I do
event.
remember that.
So I'll give you one, Jody, and I'll give you guys one to share. So this is from their original report to us, with some summary at the bottom. And then this is a sample prioritization.
Okay, thanks.
So, just the summary says, okay. The KSU TAB team will share the inventory with Red Lodge URA, and they did send us they did that in the original report, an inventory of the brownfields. And that they've created a prioritization ranking matrix, which will help us determine which ones to concentrate on, which are on the back. You see on the back of the this is the back of the prioritization sheet. Is that what's on the back of?
Yep, the priority sites.
Yeah, the priority sites that they talked about. Now, why didn't I get that? Did you get it?
Yeah,
Oh,
one.
you got the original.
Oh, I'm sorry, do you want it back?
We didn't get it. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll trade you.
But no, you can look at that, because
Yeah, I did.
those were and that's part of the, slideshow.
Oh,
That's in the
okay.
slideshow.
Yeah.
And, so they had some wonderful pictures of, let's see. So here's the community engagement results. Out of 211 responses, the priorities were of the North Community Entrance URD goals: increase housing units near downtown, improve public infrastructure, and those got the most support. 76% visit the Urban Renewal District. 89% agreed that it's important or very important for the Urban Renewal District to reflect the unique character and heritage of Red Lodge. And so the results of that community meeting that we had, the prioritization of the results are: 1, provide a welcoming and attractive entrance; 2, increase green space and landscaping; 3, provide mixed-use development, including commercial uses and attainable housing for all ages; 4, increase multimodal connectivity and trails; and 5, improve the development process and planning. So I think you were all there, and that's what they came up with the first time. So, and then they had a follow-up survey, and they came up with mostly the same thing. So, just reading off the slide.
Sarah, did you have something?
Yeah.
Well, I just want to say that, like, so, the fire department is interested in proceeding with their expansion, and it's just exactly why, Joanne, why you and Myrna brought this idea, is like we needed a way to evaluate proposals that come to us, and that gives that to us, which is just really cool. Like with that, we know when we get a proposal, we can look through that and just say, okay, here's what the community said is most important. So it's just serving the purpose, which is very cool.
Yeah, so we could make up our own prioritization, our spreadsheet here.
Right.
And then we identify the different sites, and then we can evaluate them accordingly. But it would be easy once you look at these slides, because they have all these different options for the different sites. and they break it down to the advantages and disadvantages and the key features and how each one satisfies those priorities that were set up. Remember they said connectivity was one of them, and green space was another one, and whether it provides housing, all those things are right on there. So they've almost done a lot of the work for us. But just for the options that they came up with, but say, so what I would like to do, homework, what's next?
Okay.
I would like us each to interview some of the businesses that are there already, and you've already interviewed the fire department, so that's good, because they're in the district, and you've been working with them anyway on development, so, and then come back together in June and share what the plans are. Like, I don't know what the motel plans are. Do you know what the motel plans are, the Alpine?
It's sold.
It's sold, yes.
Yes.
Do you know
Yes.
what their plans are?
Just, my understanding is just to continue running it.
Because I went there and knocked on the door and there was nobody.
There was nobody there?
Nobody there,
Oh.
and they didn't have office hours or anything.
Oh, wow. 'Cause
Well, they had a number to call if you wanted to make reservations.
Oh,
or
okay.
something.
Yeah, I don't know who bought it, but my understanding was is that it would continue being a motel. So.
Uh-huh. Well, it'd be
I
nice
don't
to
know.
talk to them and find
Yeah,
out
I don't know who bought it or anything.
what
so.
their concept is, and they have those plugins for people.
Yeah, there's a little RV park there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so if they want to continue doing that, do they want to expand, do they want to
Yeah.
target,
Sure.
Yeah.
workforce housing, you know?
Well, and that's what I know when, the Youngs owned it, that's what they were doing. They literally had
Yeah,
workforce housing there.
right,
They had 2 travel trailers that were fixed up really cute. that
right.
people were
So it'd
living
be
in.
nice to know what I'd be happy to keep banging on their door.
Yeah.
Or call the number and try and contact
I
them.
know, I'm trying, they hired someone to be a maintenance, take care of the lawn and stuff.
Yeah, well,
But
I
don't
think
know.
they were not open yet because it wasn't high season, but it's coming, what,
Yeah.
Memorial Day
next weekend.
Yeah, I know, I'm like,
Right.
I'm actually surprised that they're not open yet, so.
Yeah,
I'm-
so I'll be happy to go try and chase them down.
Yeah, definitely.
And when I was advertising for our meeting, I went to Cenex and I went to the Zip Trip and Town Pump and talked to all of them. But they had the managers, but they're not the decision makers,
Right.
right? So
Not
I
for
think
the-
it'd be, and then, update from the P Tannery. They were gonna try and come to the meeting, but they were, one was, I think Roxy had a knee replacement or hip replacement or something that he was dealing with, but I'd love to know how they're coming along and what their needs are.
Sure.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that's, if we could start inventorying
Mhm.
the people that are already there, especially in these districts, that were identified as priority districts for development. The other thing I'd like to know, and one of them was in that, and that's on the other side where all the buses are parked and stuff.
Right.
Is that city? That's not city.
No, that's owned by, Dwayne, High Country Equipment.
Oh, is it?
The
Yeah, all
school
of it.
leases it from High Country Equipment.
Yeah.
Oh, so
And-
it'd be interesting to talk to him and
Mm-hmm.
see what his plans are in the future. What are their schools' needs? Could you find that out?
Of course, yeah, well, the school is eventually going to build a bus barn, but it's just not been cost effective with the increase in steel pricing. But that was the plan, was up near where the, fire station is, up on 78.
Oh,
Up in there was
so that's the whole area that
yeah,
could
was
be.
to put a school bus barn up in there in that same land area eventually, once the school can.
Could they share it? That's
Yeah,
an idea.
It's been in the plans.
I mean, with the fire department?
And that's been, it's just the school can't pony that up yet, so.
No, but I mean, that's in our district.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it could do it here, because it would be 10 buses.
No, I
Well,
mean,
you're talking about,
on the highway.
up by
78, yeah.
Oh,
Or
where
you-
the new training
Yep.
facility is.
So way up high.
Ah,
I was confused too.
Sorry. But
You
again,
said it.
there might be some way we could help, because then that would free up that land.
Yep.
For
Mhm.
some of this development.
And it's been in the works for probably 8 years now. It's just been a struggle to, find.
Maybe we can help if we put
Yeah.
that on our roadmap
Exactly, to find
and
the
ask
funding and
for
get that rolling.
KSU to make suggestions for funding for
Yep.
that. Wouldn't that be cool?
Had multiple meetings with fire to work together on that
Uh-huh.
land use up there, so.
Well, maybe you can present on that.
For sure,
That,
yeah.
that piece of land. I'll do the motel. I'll try and follow up on the gas stations. The fitness center is in our area too, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So I'll
Do
try
we-
and do that.
Do we want like a questionnaire? Like what kinds of questions are you thinking, Joanne, to ask? But I would,
What are future plans? Are they just gonna keep going the way they are, or do they think about something they'd like to add, or do they, like with the Peak Henry, they asked for parking. You know,
Sure.
they hope that we could fit some parking in there for people to come and visit their facility, and, which makes a lot of sense, and you could work that in with green space or trails.
Sure.
Or all kinds of things. I think there's a lot we could start working on.
Mhm.
I don't want to keep treading.
No, well,
Water.
and then with the new tennis complex.
And the new
and-
tennis
and
complex,
Building that area and then connecting some trails and such through coal miners.
yeah.
That works really well too.
And just their whole idea of connectivity.
Mm-hmm.
Did
For
you
sure.
see that, Jody, of adding some extra streets, east-west?
I don't have my map.
East,
I don't have that one.
They had that, well, it's in the slides, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but, some of their plans added extra streets so that you could get across, you could get to the trail system. You could get from the new housing or whatever, you could walk right over to the trail system without having to just have to cross 212, but you could make a crosswalk or something there.
Sure.
So there's all kinds of stuff we could be working on if we had a wish list. I think if we can have a wish list with opportunities, and coming from the people who are already here, that would be a start, how can we get synergy, right, between their ideas and what we can help with? We can help with infrastructure sometimes, if they need more hookups or to the city utilities.
Right, that's the big one.
And I know that, that's, for development, that's one of the key things.
Cost factor.
A lot of people, I've been talking to through the workforce housing group, a lot of the people who are trying to develop affordable housing, and it doesn't work.
Right.
Because of all the rules and regulations, sorry, Jody, and the impact fees and everything, all the infrastructure
Mhm.
that they have to put in order to comply with all the rules. And then on top of that, the cost of building,
Sure.
they cannot rent it for an affordable price and even clear even, even break even.
That's been an issue for
So if you,
forever.
so then I have another wish list.
Joanne's other
That's another hat, another.
No,
Other wish
this is a big one. The more I talk to people and the more I think about it, it comes down to zoning. And KSU mentioned when we met with them in the small groups with the mayor and the planner, and there are other kinds of zoning that are available besides the kind we're using. And we could declare, they said this, they said a lot of places do this when they have an urban renewal district. We can declare a zone that's just the urban renewal district and have our own kind of zoning. And it's not the kind that they're using now. It's, I got it. I asked Don Kinney to research it for me because he used to be a city planner and his son is a city planner. So he did instantly research it for me. It's a PUD. Do you know about that, Jeremy?
Like a planned unit development?
Yeah, that's part of it. So let me read you what he wrote here. But I was really excited about it because KSU had mentioned it as well. It's much more flexible, and you can combine commercial and housing. It's flexible to what you need it to be, rather than you creating your plans according to inflexible zoning. Let me see.
I think there were, kind of back to our original question too, of the perception of the presentation, there were a handful of people, especially at my table, that hadn't seen it before, and just the pictures of the, you know, the 3-story housing units as you come in, that was pretty overwhelming.
Yeah.
To a lot of people, and I think their initial reaction was like, oh my gosh, is this what's happening?
I know, they always say that.
Exactly.
Are you going to do that?
Yeah, exactly.
It's just an idea.
It's just an idea.
But that was kind of a dramatic idea.
It was a dramatic idea.
3-story living things on both sides of the street.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, the idea of that, which when he presented to us, was framing. It was framing the entrance, focused on Mount Maurice. So you came in and you looked down this beautiful causeway with trees and
It was
green
it
space
was dramatic.
and
Yeah, but-
3-story and 3-story.
But we're used to looking at Mount Maurice.
Yeah.
Well, you
Or-
are,
or-
but this was for visitors
Yeah,
coming in. You
yeah.
see Mount Maurice at the end of this beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
beautiful.
Yeah, but us locals just saw the
The
3-story buildings.
Yeah.
Right,
Well,
right.
there's Mount Maurice, that's fine. I don't know.
Well, that's why I'm saying, if you look at these renderings a
Right.
little more carefully, and you look at the plans, you know, they actually show, you know, where it'd be green, where it would be parking, where it would be,
It makes sense once you start looking
Yeah.
at it.
and there were some that were not 3-story.
Right.
But the 3-story, if you set them back, they don't have to be right on the highway. He had some other alternatives that were set back. And they could be commercial on the bottom and
Mhm.
2 stories of apartments. And a lot of places do that.
Absolutely.
And it's a good solution. You open up offices, not,
Good use of space.
Yeah.
you have offices for dentists, for lawyers, for, you know, people, or makers, people who have a small shop and want to make clothes or something,
Right.
you know? There are opportunities for that, if you get the zoning properly and flexible enough to accommodate that. So I went to one meeting, I don't know if it's the planning board or what, and Chuck Salat had his workshop. And he had to fight to keep his workshop because of the zoning, you know, and he was.
You mean when they were talking at the planning board about redoing the zoning, or just?
I'm talking about now when it's being discussed.
That's what I mean, because they're looking at rezoning.
That's right,
Yeah.
and I think this is a good time to look a little more broadly than what's being done right now, which is going over every sentence. I think we gotta throw all those sentences out and have a different model, and there are other models out there. And I think I would like to have the mayor, have our planner research it,
Yeah.
you know? That's his job.
They told us too, didn't they put in there what zoning would be better, more conducive to what I thought that KSU Tab told us.
Oh, who told us?
I thought KSU Tab put some recommendations in on, I thought they did. Okay.
They did, and I have it in my notes, and I have to find it. But in the meantime, I asked Kenny to research it for me, and he did, and I can't find it. Anyway, let me see, maybe it was in that. There it is. I found it. So, he says, he said he thinks what I was talking about is called form-based zoning, and that sounded right. You were there, Tara, when they talked about it.
I can't remember what it was, but I do remember them saying.
And it says this is not new. And he said he used to use it, and he wrote it into development codes for many years. So it's not a brand new idea. He said, basically, if a zoning code has provisions to allow for planned unit development, PUDs, it is a form-based zoning. He said, I know Red Lodge's codes do allow for PUDs.
Yeah, we have them all the time up at the golf course.
Hmm?
The golf course has PUDs all the time.
Oh.
That's what they are when
already
they
have
come in
one.
and they have their own little planned unit development where they have their own little subdivisions.
Uh-huh.
Within a subdivision, those are planned unit developments, and they have however many, you know.
Oh.
Yeah, so they set their own setbacks, they set their own guidelines, they set their own.
That sounds like it. That
Yeah.
sounds like perfect.
Yeah, they do it all the time up at the golf course. Any
So
of
we
those
already
subdivisions
have
up at
that.
the golf. Yeah.
Like Jack Lucky.
And it's in, yeah, and it's in our zoning, the PUDs are, so they're actually a separate category in our zoning.
Perfect. Okay, then we just have to make the URD the same.
Yeah. And those go before planning board, the planned unit developments do, you know.
Of course.
Well, that's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah,
It's just not having a rule that you can't do something.
Right, no,
When
and
it's your
that would
plan.
definitely be a good conversation to have with, you know, WWC, our planner, you know, Jeremy Baggins about, and how that would work, or how that would look when it's not the same owner. That's the only difference, it's not the same owner, the developer that owns the whole thing, it's just an overlay with a whole bunch of different owners in it already, so.
But especially if we're
That would be
trying
the
to
difference.
encourage public-private partnerships, you know. So if you wanted a developer to come in, you could work with him, you know, on how to set up his own little development. Say we got a developer who wanted to do one of these buildings that's commercial on the bottom and two stories of apartments, which would be, well, I'll talk about that later,
Well,
but anyway.
There was, like, in some of those slides that they showed, you know, where they had like 4 or 5 buildings on one,
Right.
you know, area, that would be a PUD.
It would,
That would
yes.
be, that is exactly what a planned unit
Exactly.
development is.
Yeah, so all these things,
All those
where
little
they
developments.
came up with
Yeah,
a,
each one of those would be a separate PUD.
yes, and
What-
each
how it would
one
work.
could have a different developer, or
And it-
we
I'll
could
just
say, this is
say
the
I'm
main
not a planner,
concept. The
so-
developer could come in with a proposal that would stick to our priorities
Yeah.
and our concept, but
But I will, I mean, I'm not a planner, so I'm just going by how the golf course works, so.
I knew you had to be in this meeting, Jody.
I would not take my word for this.
No, but I think it's worth investigating.
Yes.
And I think it's worth investigating now before they slap a whole bunch of new regulations on us that keep us from doing what we want to do.
Well, you're gonna have those anyway, like up at the golf course, everything is like either zoned, multifamily residential.
Right.
Large, you know, R1,
Right.
R2, R3, whatever. You still have those zones there, but the planned unit development is different because they're like, I have this vacant lot and it's in the multifamily,
Right.
you know, R4.
Right.
So I can build up to this and this, but on this big lot, I want to put so many different units. And I'm going to have my own setbacks, I'm going to have my own
Right.
regulations. And the planning board looks at all that,
Right.
and our planner looks at all that and makes
Yeah.
a recommendation, and planning board
That's
votes on it.
exciting. I think that we could do that. And we could set up the overall one of saying, we want multi-units here, we want commercial there, we want, you know, a park over here.
For general map of,
Well, like they
Yeah.
did, like
Yep.
they gave us. They gave us a lot of different options for things that would satisfy all those
the
requests, the priorities that people set. They gave us options. The ones that I think everybody would be happy with were those townhomes. They were the least affordable.
Right.
But they were really nice, because they had parking, they had
Yeah.
a beautiful park in the middle, and, I don't think anybody would object to those.
No, they weren't, you won't get a first-year teacher in there.
No, you won't.
No.
And that's what I'm talking about, that you need subsidy
Mhm.
in order to make it affordable.
Sure.
But we can provide, if we could help with infrastructure, you know, that would be a subsidy in a way.
Yeah.
If you could take that cost out of the development, it would maybe make it so that a developer could make some profit.
Yeah.
And still have affordable rent. My other takeaway, and we've been working with the CDBG grant, assessing the needs of the community, the housing needs of the community. It's rentals. It's really rentals. For somebody to have an affordable house is just really hard right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're best in this day and age to concentrate on rentals because that's the huge need right now.
Absolutely.
For workforce housing. And it's for families as well.
Mm-hmm.
The idea of having a nice house with an acre of land and dogs and horses and everything, that's just not affordable for most families, most young families. And who's it affordable for? Second homeowners, you know?
Yeah.
So who do we want to serve? Who do we want to encourage?
First-year teachers.
Yep.
Exactly.
Service workers, yeah. Service
Exactly,
workers.
and we have a model now in Roberts of how to do it.
Yep.
And how to keep it affordable. And the beauty of it, I hope all this came out at the panel, the beauty of it is we don't control who gets in there.
But
The school district does, or the employer does. So it fits their needs. We're not saying they have to be certain income or they have to be in a certain category. The whoever we're partnering with has that choice of who's going to be the next tenant. So it takes a lot of the bureaucracy off of whoever develops it. So anyway, I think we have a solution.
We do. And in the school district side, we're just set the regulations on, you know, who asks first. So it's basically it's first right of refusal right now on the housing units. And then we're definitely in the budget for this year and next year for the subsidies. So
and we're building two more.
Yeah.
We're going to start on those right away.
So right, for this next year, we're subsidizing 3 units if we can get 3 units.
Yeah.
And then the school district has first right of refusal for placing 3 staff members. Doesn't have to
And
be
one
a
of those is a 2-bedroom.
Yeah.
So it could be a family.
And these houses will be built where?
In Roberts.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have the land, we have everything ready to go. We
That's
have the
outstanding.
loans, we have the
It's really good.
financing. We're
How
all
much
ready
land
to
do
go.
they have? How much land?
It's about 2/3 of an acre. So we've got the 3 that are going to be completed by end of August probably. And we had the little bungalow that was there to begin with, and now we're going to build 2 more. We have room for 2 more on that lot. So,
That's great.
Yeah.
isn't that great?
Super good.
Yeah.
And they'll all be there together, all the teachers. And they can walk, the Roberts teachers can walk to school. It's a block away. You haven't seen it yet?
No.
No,
Oh,
it's
you
really
need to
good.
go look
Yeah.
at it. It's so, I went inside, it's so cute. They're really nice, nicely planned. They're 1 bedroom, 1 bath, but nicely equipped and with place for garden and, you know, it's going to be really nice.
Yeah.
So I think
Not
we
really
have solutions. I think we need to move on them. And this is what KSU said, you know, they've done all this work. Now it's up to us to get it moving and to tell the public that things are happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if they want to scream at us, they can scream at us. But we certainly are open to suggestions and collaborations and
No, I heard you talking about going and talking to various stakeholders in
Right.
the area. I didn't hear anybody step up to say that they would talk to AY Supply, because that's a huge space
well,
in there.
our mayor has been talking to
Okay,
AY.
Okay, because I know there are other potential ideas for what might go there.
Well, we can assign Perry. I want to assign Perry. Perry is, he's very good at that.
He is very good at that.
Great, okay,
He's
good.
very diplomatic.
I think it takes a man.
Yeah,
Sorry, but
no, it's true.
but-
It's very true.
And I think Perry's up to it.
Yeah.
Now that he's
He's
not
very
here,
knowledgeable.
He's very knowledgeable,
Yeah,
Yeah, he's very knowledgeable.
very personable. Yeah.
and he's on the planning board now, so.
Mhm.
Yeah. Do we want to send letters out? Like, I know we don't have the manpower to do that, but do we want to send letters out so that everybody in the district gets notice? Because if we don't hit every
Well,
business,
I went and asked at the city office if we could do that, and they said no.
We would have to look them all up on Cadastral and find
them all
address.
up individually.
Yeah,
But actually, that was in the KSU study,
yeah.
who owns what,
yeah.
of all the parcels.
Mhm.
So you do have that information available.
That's in the original.
It wouldn't be
summary that
hard,
they
it's
gave us.
just manpower.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so we have to individually go, find the address,
Mhm.
put it down,
Mhm.
that's not easy.
So, but in order to establish a URD, you have to do mailings to everybody in the district. So I think that there is a list that does exist. It's dated, but I'm pretty sure that you have to mail something to everybody in the district. So I don't know. I could be
For
wrong,
years.
but
Jody,
It was
do you
voted on.
have any idea for a process to do that, or?
Well, they sent out a list. I mean, there was a list because they had to, when they first formed it, they had to send out a letter to everyone in it as a public hearing. But James was the
Right.
planner at that time, and and then it was Courtney, and I have no idea if that list is on that, if it's in that computer or not. I would definitely ask, it would be the front desk at the mayor, to see
Yeah,
if there's a list out there.
Well, I asked and they said they couldn't do it, but
Okay.
that doesn't mean that
Did
the
you ask
mayor
them?
asked, maybe they could do it.
Yeah.
As you said, you can't have just everybody going in off the street and wanting
Right.
to do something for them, so.
No, but you might ask the mayor.
Yeah.
He would be a good one to reach out to, or, on that and see. Otherwise, like you say, it would just be going, block by block. There's not that many property owners in that area, I don't think.
Well, and also, when I was talking to managers, that's not the same as talking to the owner,
Right, yeah,
Because they're
no.
not the decision maker, and,
I think that you could make up a spreadsheet fairly quickly. I think
okay.
just by, maybe you could go to the treasurer's office, the assessor's office,
Ah,
and maybe they could just print you off a list. You could say that you're with the URD and you'd like to get a list of all the property owners in the URD.
mhm.
Because I think they already have that because of the way they're having to collect the taxes and stuff.
Ah,
Absolutely.
great
That
idea.
might be an easier way to do it.
Great
I mean,
idea.
okay, so two thoughts, so number one, just to be fair, because what if we miss somebody and they're the ones that had the big idea? But then
Right.
the other thing is though, we don't have that much money. So if we send something out, so I mean, I'm of two minds. So if we send something out, but we don't have a lot of money, I mean, we will, I guess, in the future, but I don't want to give people false hope. So it's I don't know what I think it's good to let people know, hey, we had this, you're in the urban renewal district. We had this plan. Here's the results of the plan. If you have any ideas, come talk to us. Is that what you're thinking, Joanne? Which I think that is, yeah.
Exactly. Or we'd be interested to know what your plans are for the future of your business or your block.
Mhm.
Maybe they already have an idea of what they want to do with it, They're just waiting for something.
Yeah, for somebody to come and talk to them or send a letter.
Well, yes, and if we have all that information on our website, they can look at the ideas. We can say we've been working on this for a year now, or over a year.
Mhm.
And we'd love to get your feedback, and you can look at the slides and see what some of the ideas are. Maybe you hate them, maybe you like them, maybe you want to help.
Yeah.
How does that sound? We're not offering money right now. We're not offering grants.
Yeah.
We're just asking for their input.
Yeah.
Does this sound reasonable?
Sounds reasonable.
We definitely don't want to make people like put on the brakes right now
Right.
and be, you know, shied away right now by any means.
So do you think it's
No, I think-
premature to do that, or?
I don't think so, as long as we're not like, you know, feeling like if you're not doing anything with this land, you know, give it to us. Type of an idea.
That's an idea.
We would accept it.
We would accept it.
That's an idea, or participate as a partner.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. No, I think that would get a little presumptuous.
No, but if we just say we wanted to make you aware of what we've been. Tara, you want to draft a letter? I'll
I
try
could-
and get a list.
Okay, I could put some together as long as people edit for me. I can do a
We'll
first
have
draft.
We'll have a goal that the next meeting in June, we'll come back together with some information. We'll ask Sarah to come and present
That'd
on
be
the
great
fire
to hear about the
department,
fire
and you're
department.
gonna talk to the school
Yep.
about what their plans are.
Mhm.
So we'll get started with that. I'm gonna try and get in touch with, you know, the gas stations and the,
Great.
and we're gonna stick Perry on AY.
And I'm not sure exactly how you phrase this, I mean, if you point them towards looking at this information, I think for some people it's going to seem overwhelming. They're going to think, wait a minute, you're looking at putting these three-story buildings
Absolutely.
here, why are you doing that? I mean, you have to find a balance between, here are some things presented, what do you personally want to see here, or something like that.
Yeah.
Because somebody might look at that and get the wrong idea that, well, this is going to happen, so what's my opinion matter?
Yeah.
But they're all just possibilities.
I know that, but
I mean, there's case A, case B, case C,
Mhm.
they're not in stone, these are choices.
I understand that, but people might
But you think-
look at it.
Yeah, people have the
You're
perception.
probably right.
No, it's true, the people have the perception of like, oh my gosh, is this what's going on?
Let's start fighting it
Yeah, that's
now.
already been decided.
Yeah.
So what's the trade-off? So, well, Tara's really good at this.
Okay.
Sorry, Tara.
I'll take a crack at it and then everybody can weigh in. I don't have any, as you gotta,
Yeah.
don't worry about hurting my feelings because that's not possible.
Well, we'll discuss it in June. I mean, nothing is in stone, right?
Mhm.
We're just exploring.
Absolutely. Thought I had the most recent, in my other notebook, I have the most recent tennis
On the,
plan.
good side, the flip side, I've noticed both AY and the concrete have been cleaning up quite a bit. They're not as messy as they used to look. They're a little more organized. There's not as much apparent piles of junk.
Right.
There was a woman mowing AY Supply, the whole area
Yeah.
this weekend.
And the concrete, all of it's gone except for those huge big blocks. And think on that, KSU suggested keeping the big thing as kind of a,
Oh, kind of like the grain
Lower.
elevator.
yeah,
Yeah,
like the
the-
grain elevator, like,
How about
this is what it used
At
to
the
be.
cement bass, at the bass plant,
Yeah.
the cement,
Have
The
the-
one that's here, yeah.
Mhm.
That, you know, you could have it painted, the kids at the school could come up with a design.
with flags on it.
Put flags on it, yeah. As long as they don't climb on it.
I mean, you could.
Maybe turn it into a
Good.
climbing
Be
wall.
great. Yeah.
Well, it's right there in the corner, you know, you could have a little pocket park and,
Mm-hmm.
so. It's a thought. That was their idea. It said they've seen that done other places.
Yeah. There's so many
Okay,
ideas.
so we have our jobs and,
Okay.
and we'll give Terry his. We'll give Liz one too, so she's good at talking. Oh, I know, the trails.
Sure, yeah, Mitch.
We'll give Mitch the trails
Mm-hmm.
to talk about those trails and which would be really nice to, you know, connect up with the ones they already have and the
Mhm.
ones they're planning.
Mm-hmm.
To
Okay.
connect coal miners all the way around and all
Yeah.
that through, that would be so amazing.
Any other ideas or things we need to work on? How about the zoning? What can we do to further that? Do you think we could ask Jeremy to investigate it?
Yeah, I would definitely, the questions you're asking would definitely be technical questions for our city planner. So I would ask to meet with him or have him come maybe to one of your meetings, to discuss it. That might be a great first step, so he can explain, you know, and kind of give him a heads up what you want to talk about, so he can, you know, it would be, you know, basically the possibility of doing, PUD, overlays in the URD.
Overlay.
Yeah, because that's kind of exactly, because you have your base zoning. So if it's zoned commercial, you can build residential, but if it's zoned residential, you can't build commercial.
Right.
You know, that's how it is.
Uh-huh.
So, with the URD, you know, whatever those zoning are based on the, you know, the streets, this, you'd have to, when you do URD, the most restrictive zoning would be what it already is. So if it's, you know, high-density residential, then you can build big apartment buildings.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's, you know, up to a certain feet.
But
But
multifamily,
if it's,
you can do multifamily too, right?
right, that would be like an R4, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So it would just be high density is usually multifamily,
Mm-hmm.
so. But if it's commercial, I'm pretty sure, I think you can still do,
Like
R4
apartments
if
and-
it's commercial, because commercial's a broader than the, you know, the R4 is. But if it's R4, you can't do commercial,
Right, right.
so.
So, yeah, so if we could ask
I
him.
think that, but yeah, you could have a couple, you know, just make up a list of questions for him and just say, we want more information on URD overlays in, you know, or PUD or overlays in the urban renewal district
Okay,
for some of these plans that we're getting.
and then maybe he could present in June.
Yeah, and like what's the process of doing that? How does it work? You know, so that I'm not the one spouting information.
Well, what I'd like to know
Not
is
an expert on.
what are some examples of how other places have used it?
Yeah, and he would probably know that for sure.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Or he'd have access to that information at WWC because they have multiple planners there that they
Yeah.
draw from on their expertise, so.
Great, okay. Well, we have a plan.
It's very impressive.
Plan for June. So
Great.
I'm excited because, and then we can try and structure our prioritization list and some key targets,
Mm-hmm.
and then work on our prioritization and get a roadmap from KSU to help us with funding and stuff. Because we can't fund the whole thing. I mean, we can be a little piece of it, we can help, but we're gonna need a layered funding. But, the Community Foundation is coming up with a new model. I don't know if you wanna know about this. It's
Mm-mm.
brand new, it's exciting. And we're gonna use it on the 2 new units in Roberts. And it's private investors from the community lending the money at a low interest rate for the construction.
Wow.
So we don't have to go to a bank and pay 15% or whatever for construction. So that helps lower
Wow, that's
a
fantastic.
lot the expenses, you know. So we're working on that model. Montana Healthcare Foundation is helping us, and they're gonna have a lawyer, you know, check it out, make sure it's all legal but they're already investors signing up.
That's fantastic.
Isn't that exciting?
It is very exciting.
Very cool.
So we have the tools. I know we have the tools. Let's just put them to work. Okay. Anything else anybody wants to talk about?
So are we done? Like, I guess I just wanted to just share just a little bit about visiting with the fire department about,
Good.
yeah. So it was just showing their plan, what the plans and what they're thinking, what they're hoping to do with the fire department. And, money's always tight. So I said, well, you're in the urban renewal district, and I know it's going to be nip and tuck to get that done. There's got to be, and it's aligned with the plan. So basically, she asked, well, what could the URA fund for them? And I was like, well, I don't know. I'll have to get back to you on that. So if we have her, they're probably, I don't know where they are exactly and everything, but they would need to know what's a possibility. I told her we don't have a lot of money, so it's not, but I know with those kinds of things, every bit helps. So, I guess that's all just something for us to think about for the next time. I mean, I'm sure she said she would come to the meeting, but I think more at this moment, what would probably be most useful for them is what could be potentially, what kinds of things would the URA pay for potentially, if and how does that all work?
I think it's premature to say that.
Well, they don't know though. They don't know like how I told her we don't have a lot of money and it can only pay for a certain kinds of things. So she doesn't even know what kinds of things are we talking about. So, I mean, I didn't have the list with me, but
Well, I think we're pretty open. We can do a lot of different things.
Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of rules because it is tax dollars. There are many rules for what you can fund.
But, well, we have a list of what we can fund, and we can provide that. But
would they need to because we have that application.
Right.
And they wouldn't have to put in super detailed, but if they went through and just did that basic application, then maybe that would help us line out what their needs are more so with what we can do with them.
Yeah. With no promise that we're gonna, because we're still in the planning stages.
Exactly.
And the other thing we made a priority of, and this I think we really need to stick to, is it has to be just a small piece of a much bigger contributions from a lot of different people.
Absolutely.
So we can't fund a big piece of it. We can help if someone else comes in and says, we'll give you the property, and we can say, well, we'll help you get the infrastructure hooked up.
Yeah.
And someone else says, well, we'll help build the facility, So we're only going to be a small partner in a big
very small.
plan.
Absolutely.
So they can't apply for they all have to come together.
Oh, yeah.
I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
And I think
they have
and that lines that out, pretty well. I haven't read through it for a while, but pretty well.
Right.
Yeah, but I don't know how far along they are with actually even knowing what the cost is going to be. So, but maybe by then they will. But yeah, they got that $2 million appropriation, and they, have other funds as well. So,
Good. Wonderful.
Yeah, it'd be a small part, but I know if we could do something, I think it would be very useful, very helpful for them, because those things are always so hard. It would cost more than you think, and there's never enough money. So,
but there is. It's just a matter of thinking outside the box sometimes.
Yeah.
Because there we're finding a lot of sources. NeighborWorks Montana, the Montana Healthcare Foundation is loaning money now at a good interest. You know all this, Chuck, from your Reimagining Rural. You know, there's a lot of opportunities out there that are looking to be a part of a bigger collaboration, you know.
Yes.
And that's what I love about, let's use KSU's expertise to get them to give us a roadmap. Let's say, these are some of the projects we would like to get started on.
Mm-hmm.
What are your suggestions for funding sources?
Mm-hmm.
And they said they'd do that.
Yeah.
So. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you for having that discussion, and we'll see if Sarah can come. We can find out what their plans are. I mean, that's the main thing. We want to know what their plans are. And especially tied together with the school district.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a win-win.
Mm-hmm.
I can see a lot of funders just being really excited about something like that. Because it's not just one thing you're helping the school district as well.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so, wonderful meeting. It wasn't official because there were just 3 of us, and thank you guys for coming and participating. That was really fun. And Jody, you're invaluable.
Oh, I don't know about that. Yep. Hopefully I didn't, tell you anything wrong, but just verify everything was there.
Was it recorded?
Yes.
Oh, good, because
Yes.
Perry wants to read the recording to do the minutes.
Did record it.
Said
So,
she would do the minutes.
Are we adjourned?
We are. Well, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Okay.
We're adjourned, right.
All right.
The next meeting is June 15th